wildflower man, when are you gonna grow?
And welcome back. Hey guys, we're out at Channel 3 Garden right now. We'll talk about the different types of flowers you want to plant, of course, this time of year. It's getting nice and cool right now, and we want flowers basically for the fall, winter, and spring. So we got to get ready right now, especially for those nice springtime flowers. First off, making sure you take care of your soil. This is real important. A lot of extreme granules, some compost. I like to put down about 6 inches of compost and work at about 12 inches into the soil. That's the ideal conditions for well-drained soil out here in the desert Southwest, and that's how you really grow a lot of these great-looking flowers you got out here. Now, one last thing before you put it in is to make sure you mix a lot of bone meal. This is very important because phosphorus in the soil, and I said worked into the soil. You can't put it on top of the soil and hope for those real nice results. It's got to be worked into the soil right next to the seed, bulb, or root system of those flowers. Without it, you're not going to get great blooms. So, let's talk about the flowers. Different types of flowers you want to start thinking about, of course, are those different types of bulbs, your amaryllis, your freesias, your daffodils. When you're purchasing these bulbs, check these bulbs out. Make sure they're nice and hard. You want to make sure they're nice and hard because the fact that if they're not, well, invariably, that bulb is going to die in the ground. And of course, you want to make sure you well water these bulbs once you put them in the ground in well-drained soil. The other thing you want to do is you want to think about the different types of seeds, and these are real important. And when we get back, we're going to talk about the different types of seeds and how to put them in. But putting those seeds in right now, you're going to be ready for those nice, what we call springtime flowers you so often see, especially when we get those rainy seasons, right about March or April. We're back in the garden. Hey guys, there's a lot going on in the garden. In fact, we just went ahead and overseeded the lawn. You can see that. Lots of perennial rye just went in, and it is coming up, especially with all this rain. The other thing you want to worry about is getting those wildflower seeds in, and it's real easy this time of year. If you want spring blooms, this is the ideal situation. Let me show you what these guys look like. They just come in a small package like that. It'll say something like a California poppy or something along those lines. And what you do is just take something like this, put it in one of these bags. Let me just show you. Just a paper bag, just like that. And then what you're going to do is you're going to take a little bit of lava sand, and this way we can just go ahead and shake it up just like this. And that way we get an even distribution of these small seeds. In fact, you can hardly see them in there, but just once you got them in there, go ahead and just toss them on out into the garden area. And you can see we just kind of raked up that area right there. We'll have some nice wildflower seeds for the springtime. Excuse yourself there, Bob. There's a lot going on out there. And some other things you want to worry about is going ahead and putting in those spring, fall, and winter those flowers. And these flowers are what's going to work. Your dianthus, your marigolds, your pansies for those real cold weather areas, your begonias, and of course, one that I like to put in is called alyssum. In fact, alyssum works well because of the fact that it attracts a lot of beneficial insects. And those beneficial insects help out with our different types of vegetables we're putting in, like a bright light Swiss chard, and of course, bok choy. All those need to go in right now. Now, if you're thinking about putting in something that has a little bit of fragrance and it's going to actually push those insects off in your garden, you might want to companion plant with something like what we call lavender. Lavender works out well out here in the desert Southwest with one caveat. It's got to have real well-drained soil, and this is very important. So that lava sand is going to really help out. In fact, this is something that we put in the garden quite often. This helps out with drainage. It's got paramagnetic qualities, helps things grow about 20 to 30% faster, and it's got a lot of trace elements in it. It's a great way to go out here in the garden, especially when you're putting in these brand new flowers. There's a lot of flowers out there right now this time of year. You want to put them in. You want to put them in right now, and you're on your way towards a nice springtime garden.